Welcome back to the channel. I'm thrilled to have you here with me today because what we're about to explore could change your life. You see, everyone wants to be rich, but very few people understand what it actually takes. Most think wealth comes from luck, inheritance, or just working harder. But here's the truth: the difference between the rich and the poor isn't money, it's mindset. The wealthy think differently, they act differently, they solve problems, make decisions, and build relationships differently. In today's video, I'll walk you through 17 wealth mindsets that separate those who succeed financially from those who struggle. This isn't a list of superficial life hacks. These are deep, strategic, psychological frameworks that shape behavior, choices, and ultimately, results. And here's the promise: if you absorb these mindsets and apply them, you can absolutely flip your destiny, no matter where you're starting from. Let's begin with a powerful foundational mindset: outsource what you're not good at. The wealthy understand that time is the most precious resource. You can always make more money. You can never make more time. So, if you're a software engineer, stop wasting hours trying to design logos. If you're a business owner, stop micromanaging every spreadsheet. Delegate, automate, outsource. This isn't laziness, it's leverage. Every hour you spend doing something you're mediocre at is an hour you're not investing in your zone of genius. Wealthy people don't waste time trying to be perfect at everything. They invest in being extraordinary at one thing and surround themselves with others who fill in the gaps. Next, learn to cultivate and retain talent. People are not just workers, they are engines of your wealth. The wealthiest leaders, from Steve Jobs to Oprah Winfrey, were not just brilliant creators, but also world-class talent scouts. They knew how to spot potential, nurture it, and empower it. The mindset here is simple: your success multiplies when you empower others to succeed. The more you lift others, the higher you rise. Think of Ryubi in ancient China, who visited Xi Huiliang 3 times before he agreed to serve. That single act of humility and vision led to one of the most strategic alliances in Chinese history. Today, the same principle holds. Whether you're building a startup, a non-profit, or even just a project at work, who you bring with you determines how far you go. Another essential mindset is understanding the working class. Many wealthy individuals came from modest backgrounds. They understand what motivates employees, and it's not just money, it's vision, it's recognition, it's inclusion. The best leaders are not dictators but architects of trust. They build cultures, not just companies. They listen, they ask questions, they co-create, and because of that, they retain loyalty even through storms. Let's talk now about another transformed in its mindset. Wealth comes from solving problems. This is a game changer. You don't get rich by having skills, you get rich by solving problems. Think about it. What do companies pay copywriters thousands per campaign? Not because they write pretty sentences, but because their words generate sales. Why do investors pour money into certain startups? Because those companies solve pain points at scale. If you want to become wealthy, stop asking, "What am I good at?" and start asking, "Whose problem can I solve, and how well can I solve it?" That shift in thinking is what separates income earners from income creators. And now, let's address a myth that ruins countless dreams: the belief that effort must always lead to immediate results. Wealthy people understand the law of compounding. They know that the most valuable efforts, learning a new skill, building a relationship, investing in a vision, often yield nothing at first. But over time, those efforts snowball into massive returns. Poor thinkers want instant results. Wealth thinkers play the long game. If you want to build wealth, you must develop patience, plant seeds, water them. Don't dig them up every week to see if they're growing. Keep planting. The harvest always comes to those who stay the course. Speaking of patience, Let's explore the mindset of strategic sacrifice. This one's tough. It means letting go of things that feel comfortable but don't serve your future. It could be a stable but soul-sucking job. It could be social circles that waste your energy. It could even be parts of your own identity, habits, beliefs, coping mechanisms that no longer align with who you want to become. Wealthy people are masters of trade-offs. They say no to many things so they can say yes to a few things that truly matter. They're not afraid to cut losses, pivot quickly, and walk away from sunk costs. That's not recklessness, that's strategy. And now let's talk about entertainment. Less fun. Here's the wealth mindset. Use entertainment to refuel, not to escape. Poor thinkers binge watch to forget. Wealth thinkers relax to recharge. They set boundaries. They don't scroll aimlessly or party endlessly. They read, travel, reflect, and explore with intention. Their downtime is structured, not chaotic. Their fun serves their mission, not sabotages it. Another overlooked wealth mindset is this: culture beats everything. You see, in any organization, a company to family, a community, culture defines behavior, and behavior determines outcomes. Wealthy founders and CEOs spend enormous energy shaping culture. They don't just hand out rules. They tell stories, they repeat values. They create rituals that reinforce who they are and what they stand for. If you want to build something that lasts, don't just think in products, think in principles. What do you want people to feel when they walk into your space? What do you want your name to represent? When values are clear, decisions become easier and loyalty becomes deeper. Here's another powerful shift: treat attention as currency. In the digital age, whoever commands attention holds power. That's why influencers make millions. But you don't have to be famous to profit from attention. A niche audience, a focused brand, a loyal subscriber base, that's all it takes. Whether you're a fitness coach, a craftsman, a teacher, or a coder, if people know your name, they trust your skill, and they engage with your content, you have leverage. Wealthy people don't chase trends, they build presence, they show up consistently, they create value, they engage, and over time, attention compounds just like money does. And speaking of value, wealthy people obsess over this next mindset: help others win fast. It may sound counterintuitive, but the fastest way to build sustainable wealth is to help others build theirs. Don't hoard opportunities, share them. Don't guard secrets, teach them. Create ecosystems where people thrive, because their success becomes your stability. Think about it. The best teams aren't built on dependency, they're built on mutual empowerment. The best leaders don't dominate, they elevate, and that's why they build empires, not just incomes. This leads naturally into the next mindset: double down on your strengths. Too many people waste years trying to fix their weaknesses. Wealthy people do the opposite. They identify their core advantage, whether it's selling, coding, designing, storytelling, and then they go all in. They become the best in their category. They don't diversify until they dominate. When you focus on your strengths, you enter a zone of flow. Work feels like play, results accelerate, and opportunities chase you instead of the other way around. Let's pause for a moment and summarize what's happening here. You're not just learning habits, you're rewiring beliefs. You're replacing scarcity with abundance, reactivity with strategy, and randomness with intentionality. And that, my friend, is how transformation begins, not with utter action, but with inner calibration. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a young man who grew up in poverty. His parents were hardworking but always stressed. He watched them fight over bills and break down over lost jobs. At 18, she decided he would never live that way. But he didn't know how. He tried working multiple jobs. He burned out. He tried investing in crypto. He lost her savings. He tried starting a business. It failed. Then, he came across an idea: wealth is not something you chase, it's something you become. So, he changed his strategy. He began studying. He started asking better questions. He found mentors. He read biographies, attended seminars, joined mastermind groups. And slowly, he began to shift. Today, he runs a 7-figure online education company. But what he'll tell you isn't, "I worked harder." He'll say, "I started thinking like a rich person before I ever became one." That's the core of everything we've discussed today. Before I close, let me share my heart with you. I wasn't always financially free. I know what it's like to count pennies, to feel behind, to wake up with dread. But I also know what it's like to watch your life transform slowly, then suddenly, because you dared to change how you think. If you're still with me, I know you're serious. And I believe in you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a trust fund. You just have to start thinking differently. So now, I want to hear from you. Which mindset hit you the hardest? Where are you on your journey to wealth? Just beginning, mid-climb, or already accelerating? Leave a comment. Let's build this community of thinkers, doers, and wealth creators together. And if this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it. Every single click helps grow this channel and bring these messages to others who need them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, think big, act smart, and build both.